Nigeria's Education Minister, Tahir Mamman, says underage candidates will no longer be allowed to sit for secondary school leaving examinations. According to Mamman, the West African Examination Council, which oversees the West African Senior School Certificate Examination, and the National Examinations Council, NECO, which plans the Senior School Certificate Examination, have received instructions from the federal government to adhere to the requirement that candidates be at least 18 years old to be eligible for both examinations. He also insisted that the age limit for any candidate to write the Unified Tertiary Matriculation Examination organized by the Joint Admissions and Matriculation Board remained 18 years. To discuss this, we are joined by co-founder Eduplana, Oriyomi Ogunwale. Hello, Oriyomi. Thank you so much for joining us at this time.
Good evening. Thank you for having me.
All right. So what are the main challenges that are associated with implementing an age limit policy for the WASSCE in Nigeria's diverse educational system?
I think first thing first, what we need to actually understand is that the 6334 system, which Nigeria runs presently, is actually a guidance. Is to guide the education of children to say they spend 6 years in primary, 3 in junior secondary, 3 in senior secondary, and 4 in universities. And looking at the development in this country over the years, you know that a child might spend 6 years or 5 years in primary. And for you to study a 4-year course, for example, in the university might take 6-7 years. So if the federal government is coming out with a policy that says that they want to actually ensure that children now complete their education according to the number of years, then it's a disservice. And it's a very, very worrying development. And I remember in the last administration when we're going to be talking about curriculum and the federal government was talking about religion and how they wanted to add new input into English language and whether it was Islam or something. So one of the big problems that we have now is that in implementing policies, we actually focus on the wrong things. If we are going to talk about the secondary school, university education, it's a laudable idea. However, how do we want to enforce this? Because what this then means now is that you will see people coming up with fake certificates. Something I've thought about in recent days is what if people come up with fake age certificates, or they say that, oh, I actually was in school in so year. So this does still not solve the situation of saying that we have underage people in our university system. What we need to do is to focus on how do we ensure that we are producing the best type of graduates in Nigeria. And you look at some of our genius children who can perform tasks at a younger age. They can perform.
Can you hear me? Please, before it gets to that bad, to the extent of people faking certificates due to the age limit, how do you think that the age restriction impact the academic and professional progression of students who are older or even younger than their designated age? Because previously we've had students who are a lot younger doing so well in these exams.
Mm-hmm. When it comes to education is about how well you are able to open up the mind of a child, how well you can motivate them to want to learn. And one of those things, and that is what I stated earlier, that we focus on the wrong things. Now, the age issue is not, in today's technology-driven age, it's not really a barrier anymore. It's not a barrier. What we should even be looking at is to say we want to review the 6334 that is very, very static and begin to say for you to go to maybe junior secondary, from primary to junior secondary, you must be able to score this particular number of grades in your common entrance, for example, just like we have the SATs in the developed countries. So you can say this is the number that we want you, the score that we want you to have to progress. Because age is not really something you want to put as a barrier anymore for entrance. You see young people who are doing very, very well. You see people who are older, who are supposed to be of age 18, for example, who cannot perform basic learning tasks. So how do we then, there's no justification for us to put age here to say that is the reason why you write your name.
So are there projected long-term implications of this age limit policy on the higher education system and the workforce readiness in Nigeria?
So one of the big issues that we have in Nigeria today, and it's fundamental, is that we have not been able to motivate young people to want to learn anymore. And that is the big issue. And in situations where they are motivated, there are no facilities, there are no resources to want to learn. And that is what is causing the brain drain. That is what is making people not to perform very well. That's what is making us not to be able to provide or produce high quality professionals. It is not a matter of age at all. So if we want to go the route of age, are we saying that the people who are above 18, the people who graduated at 25, 26 from the university system are performing better today? Can they develop a proposal? Can they write a good letter, which are basic for a graduate? That is not a big issue here. And I think we are shifting the post again to say that it is because of age. That's why we are not able to produce quality graduates. That is not true. We can produce great professionals that are still very young at 21, at 20, at 22, at 23. What we need to do is to look at the system again, provide adequate facilities, provide great lecturers. The news before this is talking about ASU strike, and it's funny. So if we want to address this issue, age is no longer a barrier. In this technology-driven age where the bigger organizations, global organizations are not even looking at your CV anymore. They are not looking at what you graduated with. They want to look at your skill set. So it is our skill set that we're supposed to look at and say, this is what the direction we should be going towards, not on top of age. Okay. So if you have somebody who is age 18 and does not pass the UTME or the WAEC, what does that then do? All right. That then means that they have to wait.
Okay. Well, thank you so much, Oriyomi, for giving us your expert's opinion on this topic. Thank you.
Thank you very much.